dishes out to those shooters and a lot of pick and rolls after that. But both these teams like to utilize the screen a lot, so that's a very vital weapon for both of the teams. And I think it's going to be a very evenly matched series, especially with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love back in this series, and even going back to last series or last year when they met, LeBron took them to a game 6 by himself. So you can just imagine what adding on Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, how they could probably take it this year. So that's just my opinion on that.
Kevin, your thoughts on both of these team styles?
Similar. It's similar, especially the Cavs. It's all of a sudden turned into they tried to mimic what they did in Miami, where it was LeBron, and then surround them all with 3-point shooters. But now it's become a slightly different way that they done it in Miami. I always used to call them Miami North, but they've kind of went farther towards what the Warriors do in the amount of threes that they're taking. And when the Cavs got hot, they were killing it from the 3-point line, and they were taking more threes than they were twos.
Right.
There for a minute, and somebody was like, "Well, the three, I don't like this 3-point style. You live or die by the 3-point style." The Cavs were playing the same type of way throughout this postseason. So, do you not like this whole series at all, or do you? But the key thing is you got two big guys that like bringing the ball down the court when they can, in Green and LeBron. LeBron is their point guard, and LeBron is their facilitator on the one side. Green does it to a certain extent, but you got other guys on the other side that do it. But like I said, these two teams are similar, but they do it in different ways.
Gotcha. My take on it, I see how Golden State, Steph Curry makes it all go, man. He's the one that brings the ball up to the court, and he spread out your defense. You have to guard him 30 feet.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's where to get him or Klay Thompson more space to operate there. Draymond Green is a guy who can actually play all 5 positions, which is very versatile in his team. So when they go to this small lineup, they become very effective with this. So I like how they have both of y'all allude to these points as well. I just like how they're able to do this and be very versatile with these lineups. And they have a deep bench that they can go to.
Yes, very deep.
Very deep.
Very deep bench. So as far as the Cavs, like Josh and Kevin both mentioned, you got similar styles. So they like to make the space for LeBron, where they have LeBron, who's probably the better finisher in the game. So now that you give him guys that can spread them out,
he's the best finisher in quarters 1 through 3. We haven't seen him have to finish a game in the fourth quarter yet.
Well, he's gonna have to against the Warriors.
Oh yeah, this is where he actually has.
He's gonna have to. But I like how now they incorporate their little small ball lineup with Channing Frye, who he didn't show up in Orlando. We didn't use him right.
But he just lights out.
But
right
right
now,
now,
in Cleveland.
This guy, as far as I know, I think he missed a total of 6 to 8 threes so far in the postseason.
You curse him every time.
I do, but he is just a better fit in Cleveland than he is in Orlando, and you can definitely show it. He can show it. So this team now has made him effective. Tristan Thompson is, which I thought the contract was ridiculous in the first place, but he does do his job on the boards and everything like that.
His contract's still ridiculous.
Yeah, it still is ridiculous.
It's still ridiculous. You could get a potted plant that's tall enough to just hit the ball around.
And then you got J.R. Smith's been playing good ball. We'll talk more about him. And so this team here, they just seem to get up and down. And Tyronn Lue has been making this an issue to speed up the pace, as David Blatt.
You don't want to do that now.
Yeah, so
you don't want to do that now.
So it's going to be some definitely coaching philosophy that's going to be bumping heads and see which one's going to work. So I'm interested to see how this works. So we'll move to the next question, and I'm going to go with you on this one, Kevin, because you was very adamant in the chat and to me and to everybody on Twitter who was counting Golden State out when they was down 1-3. They came back and won 3 straight.
I was too, man.
First of all, I want you to talk about that, and then I want you to talk about what's more impressive, that comeback or the 73-win season that they have regular season here.
Well, people, when you start to doubt a team that's won 73 games, and you're like, oh, it's over. They get whooped and everything like that. The one thing you cannot do to a team like Golden State is give them hope or give them a sense that they can regain their confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one thing you didn't want to do. In Game 5, and I told everybody this, in Game 5, I said, even though it was close at the end and everything, OKC gave Golden State their confidence back. And they gave them the swagger back. And they gave Draymond Green that little oomph back from his 2-game debacle of kicking people in the nuts and trying to be a new Ninja Warrior or whatever he wanted to be. He got his mojo back.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you give a team like that a mojo back, and once they get to see the ball fall in, because Curry was struggling, Clay was struggling, and you've seen it. Once they were able to see the ball go in, just like any good shooter, you see them first couple go in, you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to shoot. And they're confident, and they started rolling. And then in that Game 6, when Klay Thompson went stupid, I said, there's no way. I said, there's no way they can lose right now. Because you got Klay going. Now if Steph gets going, it's over. But it was just... people doubting a team that's won 73 games. Like they couldn't win 3 games in a row. They won 20-something flipping games at the beginning of the year. In a row. And people were doubting that they could win 3 in a row. I'm like, come on. You could see it in the body language of OKC, and it's what I've been telling people about OKC all the time. They're young. They don't have that true leader that's going to be like, hey, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to get done. They don't have that guy. They have Russell Westbrook, who likes making angry turtle face. And they have Kevin Durant, who's just going to be like, whatever. They don't have a leader. Until you get a leader on that team, it's not going to go any further than what it went. Golden State has leaders. Draymond Green's a leader, even though people call him dirty, people call him cheap and stuff like that. He's still their heart.
Mm-hmm.
He's still that guy. OKC didn't have that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get that guy fired up, you can see that it leaks out to everybody else. And that's just... There's a lot of reasons that I said Golden State was going to win it. One, because I believe the team can win 3 games in a row, because we've seen it done. And that I just thought they got all their swagger and all their mojo back in that one game. And once you get it, personally from being the person that shoots the ball a lot when I go and play, once you see the ball go in, you're like, okay, good.
Yeah.
And then you just start shooting some more, and then you piss everybody off. And that's what they do. And that's the bad thing about Golden State. Everybody now wants them to lose just because. Well, I don't like them living and die by the 3-pointer. I don't like this. That's the way the game's going now. And by God, if you can freaking do it, guess what? Do it until somebody stops you.
Yeah.
It's the other team's.
Right.
It's the other team's point to go out and stop you from doing it. If you can't stop them from doing it, then they're going to continue to do it, and that's the way they're going to beat you. You can't be mad about it. We can't be mad because they're a jump shooting team.
No.
Guess what? Basketball was founded upon a jump shot. Holy shit, if we were watching old basketball, we'd be pissed off because everybody was taking jumpers. There was nobody dunking. And I've said it before, I say it again, there's a video game mentality to everything.
Oh.
People want the fancy dunks and all of this stuff, and they want to, as for purists and people that like the game the way it was, I'd rather see a guy shoot a jumper than do a 360 dunk. It's impressive, but that's their athleticism. Now you got athletes that can shoot 35-foot jumpers and drill them in your face.
Yeah.
It's just the evolution of the game. But watching them come back brought a smile to my face. And just like I told you, like I've been watching basketball too long. And I've been watching OKC too long to know that something was going to go wrong.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that, Josh? Your thoughts on their coming back to win 3 straight, and what's more impressive to you, their 73-win season or that comeback?
I don't know if you've seen the little Twitter meme going around with Scottie Pippen with the shirt that says, I think something like 72 wins doesn't mean a thing if you don't have the ring. It's going back to that. I think that 73 wins since it hasn't been done since that Bulls era. So it just automatically establishes the Warriors as being one of the more dominant teams of this era in the way that the game's going, and they're actually dominating with free ball shot. And a lot of people, like Kevin said, a lot of people are downplaying that. That they don't really like to see the three ball a lot. Well, I mean, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep going with it. And I don't know. I think for me, it's the comeback that really impressed me the most because OKC, those after that first win, but those other two wins, they just completely decimated the Warriors. And my thing is, I knew the Warriors were going to get at least one more win in there. And I thought it would be over as soon as OKC went home in front of, because OKC has one of the best. Their arena is one of the best arenas, or for them in this case, or for the hometown advantage kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's really what I thought was going to give them the push. And Russell Westbrook was just giving his all. He really was just putting his heart out there on the floor. And Kevin Durant, for me, honestly, I think Kevin Durant just really choked on that one. And like Kevin said, they don't have an established leader. They have two very good players that have been there once, but they're not really leaders. Draymond Green is a clear established leader. He may not put up the most numbers. I know he had an abysmal few games in that series where he scored maybe close to 10, maybe less, and he's the very established leader. And then you have Steph Curry, you have Klay Thompson, you even have the experienced Bogut and Iguodala. So you have clear, established veterans and leaders on the Warriors, and I think that's what helped them galvanize to really push and win 3 straight, which I think was just absolutely astounding. I just really didn't think it was going to happen, and now that it did, OKC is now going through all these questions whether Billy Donovan is the right coach for them, if Kevin Durant might leave. Westbrook is also he's a free agent as of 2017. So they're going through a lot of structure problems now that they have lost when they really should have taken it at home. So for me, the comeback was the more impressive situation.
There you go. And I agree with both of y'all.
Did I even answer that question?
You did.
Did I say the comeback?
Yeah, you said the comeback.
Just make sure.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with the comeback. Just the fact that I was a big critic of Klay Thompson last year.
You are.
Yeah, and I was.
Klay Thompson, man. That guy is the X factor. That guy is really showing everybody
Way to answer a question for later on in the podcast. I'm just kidding.
No, you're good. Go ahead, Josh.
I just think that he's the best 2-guard in the league. I know people have always argued that James Harden is a better 2-guard.
James Harden can't play a lick of fucking defense.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't play defense, you can't be considered the best. Sorry, point blank. That's my feeling.
But I gotta give Klay Thompson a lot of credit because in Game 6 where OKC was going, they had the lead going into the fourth quarter. And Thompson was just warming up. This dude made 11 threes in Game 6, which is the most ever in the playoff.
Wasn't it 5 or 6 in the fourth quarter?
Yeah. So he was literally...
Because in the third, he started heating up, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and then I'm sitting here. I'm on my vacation watching this game. I'm like, because my buddy who somehow wore a Thunder hat was rooting for Golden State. I don't get that.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I'm sitting there, I'm watching. I'm like, Klay Thompson is heating up, man. It's like, this dude is not missing. So I give him credit, man, because Klay Thompson literally put that team on his back. And then what Steph does, Steph come in and close the deal like he's been doing.
He's a closer.
And yeah, so Steph came in, closed the deal, and he came in, and he was like, thank you for carrying this far, Klay Thompson. I'm going to go ahead and handle this right quick. Let me go and get us back to Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Because this guy in the clutch has been fantastic.
And the Twitter group went quiet.
Yeah, so Steph Curry, listen to this. Steph Curry is 9 for 12 on clutch threes. Clutch threes.
He's retarded.
This guy is amazing, man. And
it ain't just a 9 for 12 on clutch three. Watch when it's time to close the game, he goes to the hole.
Yes.
He crossed up 3 people on one play and went to the hole and laid it in. But people only look at him shooting the 3. Mm-hmm. He does everything well. He does so many different things well, but only gets looked at for one part of his game.
As a shooter, right?
Yeah, he only gets looked at for one part of his game.
But that Warriors team, give them credit, they've been the best fourth-quarter team in the playoffs, scoring their opponents by 16.4 points per possession in the fourth quarter. That is solid for them. And and y'all agree, OKC is a very talented team. I mean, they got 2 superstars on the team, and
But it's just you have superstars, but you have no leader.
Yeah.
And that's what it boils down to. You have to have someone that's going to get on the floor and lead. But when they were bickering